President Joe Biden has made a historic and unprecedented decision to reverse a policy that has long defined U.S. involvement in global conflicts. For the first time since the start of the war in Ukraine, the United States will allow Ukrainian forces to use long-range American weapons to strike targets inside Russia. This groundbreaking shift signals a decisive moment in the ongoing conflict, coming at a time when both sides are intensifying their efforts on the battlefield. The move represents a bold step in the U.S.'s approach to supporting Ukraine as the Biden administration responds to significant new developments in the war. Russia has amassed substantial forces near the city of Kursk, preparing for what many analysts believe could be a major offensive against Ukraine. Meanwhile, North Korea's unexpected involvement, sending thousands of troops to bolster Russian efforts, has further complicated the situation, raising concerns among U.S. officials and allied nations. At the center of this decision are the Army Tactical Missile Systems, or ATACMS, advanced long-range weapons known for their precision and devastating impact. These missiles have a range of nearly 190 miles, enabling strikes on critical Russian military infrastructure deep inside their territory. This capability is expected to disrupt Russian supply lines, destroy ammunition depots, and target key logistical hubs, all of which are vital to Moscow's war effort. For months, there had been intense debates within the U.S. government over the risks and rewards of providing Ukraine with such advanced capabilities. Concerns over escalating the conflict, depleting missile stockpiles, and provoking Russia were key factors in delaying the decision. However, with Russia's continued aggression and the introduction of North Korean troops into the conflict, the administration concluded that denying Ukraine this critical advantage was no longer tenable. U.S. officials have made it clear that the use of these weapons comes with strict guidelines. Ukraine will be authorized to target only military installations, such as supply depots, troop concentrations, and other logistical hubs that are directly involved in supporting Russia's operations against Ukraine. Sensitive sites, including nuclear facilities and major strategic assets, remain strictly off-limits to avoid broader escalation. The addition of North Korean troops to the war has introduced new geopolitical dynamics that are drawing sharp responses from the U.S. and its allies. Washington is now ramping up pressure on Beijing, urging China to use its influence over North Korea to curtail its involvement in the conflict. Diplomatic efforts are also underway to ensure other nations do not follow Pyongyang's lead in supporting Russia's aggression. This major policy shift has prompted mixed reactions from the global community. Western allies, including key nations in Europe, Japan, and South Korea, have largely welcomed the move, viewing it as a necessary measure to counter Russia's expanding military alliances. On the other hand, adversarial nations such as China and Russia have strongly condemned the decision, accusing the U.S. of escalating tensions and undermining global stability. The potential risks of this decision are not lost on Washington. With North Korea actively participating in the conflict, the possibility of retaliation against South Korea or U.S. forces stationed there has become a pressing concern. As a result, American and South Korean defense systems have been placed on high alert, ready to respond to any potential provocations. Additionally, Russia may respond through asymmetric means, such as cyber attacks, sabotage, or covert operations, rather than direct military action. For Ukraine, this decision marks a significant turning point. ATACMS provide a critical capability to strike deep within Russian-held territory, potentially shifting the momentum of the war. By targeting Russian supply chains and troop movements, Ukraine can weaken its adversary's ability to sustain prolonged offensives. This development comes at a time when Ukrainian forces are facing immense challenges on multiple fronts, particularly in the Donbass region and other contested areas. As President Biden continues his diplomatic engagements in South America, this decision underscores the evolving nature of U.S. involvement in the Ukraine conflict. It signals to the world that the United States remains steadfast in its commitment to Ukraine's sovereignty and independence, even in the face of mounting challenges. The coming weeks will be pivotal in determining the impact of this decision, how effectively Ukraine utilizes these weapons, how Russia and North Korea respond, and how the international community navigates these shifting dynamics will all shape the course of this war. For now, one thing is clear: the stakes have never been higher, and the global implications of this conflict continue to grow. If you're following these critical developments and want to stay updated on the latest news and analysis, be sure to subscribe to our channel. We're here to bring you in-depth coverage of the most pressing global issues. Hit the subscribe button now and join the conversation.